Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Emma Lefebvre, and today we are on part 2 of our floral composition painting series video. It's only 2 videos, where we are taking what we applied in our first video of arranging our flowers and picking out a color palette and actually coming up with the painting. So make sure you stay till the very end of the video because I'm going to be giving away the floral composition painting that we do in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay friends, welcome back to part 2 of our developing a flower composition and planning. So if you guys watched my last video, you would have seen that we did this little composition of the flowers. So I picked this one because I just found it was the most simple and I just kind of liked the way it flowed. And then I picked this color palette. So I just wanted to keep it simple. We can always build off of it and try different things, but I just wanted to start with this as the base. So we have our composition idea. Now it's all about laying it on paper and hoping that it works. So the first thing that we need to do is get our color mixing down to match these colors. And it doesn't have to be exact. You're just going to try your best. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper that I can use as a... Okay, so I have a piece of paper that I can mix my colors to try and match. So let's try our best to do this. So the first color is this like bright orange kind of color. It looks a little bit more corally than my regular orange. It's kind of like this cadmium orange that I have, but a little bit of pink mixed into it, I think. And then I think we're pretty good. So that's going to be our first color, I think. Nice and bright. And remember, just because we have like these solid colors here doesn't mean that you can't use different color values. So I'm going to do a light color value of this as well, so we can get more range of color. So we have the dark value and the light value. All right. And then we have this peachy kind of color, which is a bit more pinky and a bit more like salmony. So I'm going to do more pink. I know it's hard to fit everything into this frame. I'm going to do more pink, which I already have here, then orange. And just lighten it up because it's a lighter kind of value than that. So I have this pink color for our rose. And again, it doesn't have to match completely. This is a little bit more muted, but I kind of want to keep mine fresh and bright. Then we have this like pastel kind of powder blue. And it can go any way because I don't feel like, is it more of a cool blue? I don't know. It's kind of like this soft blue. And I have this lapis lazuli, but if I use maybe an ultramarine, a really light wash of ultramarine, you can even mix it with white if you wanted to. You can get this kind of powder blue, which I think looks really nice. Like I know you can't really see it on screen, but it's like this powdery kind of blue color, which either way, I like this color palette as it's developing. So we could use that. And then the green is more of like a blue green. It's not a warm green, it's a cooler green. So I would mix a little bit just to keep the blue and the green kind of cohesive. I'm going to pick my, like a regular kind of green here. Which one's Sap Green? Is it this one? Yeah, I'm going to pick my Sap Green, which is kind of like a run-of-the-mill green. But then I'm going to add some French blue to it, like my ultramarine, to kind of tie in that blue that we already have, like that. And then again, we can always create like a light value of it. And then lastly, there's that kind of like orangey yellow. So for the orangey yellow, that's like a warm kind of cadmium yellow. Like that. And there we have our color palette. Okay, so even if you want to try first to kind of, play around with your composition on your scrap paper, I'm actually going to do that. I just have to move this out of the way because I can't see. let's do a quick one before with the colors to make sure that's what we want. So we have this orangey pink. Gotta get more of my quinacridone rose for that. And we have like this big peony shape here, right? And I like it pretty vibrant. We can have, like I said, some lighter values within it. So it's not just all one dark color. I know this is so loose. And then we had that lighter wash. It's more pinky. I'm going to water it down of our rose. Like that. Just like super, super loose. And with my roses, I always like to go back in the center and add a little bit more color so it's darker. And then that powder blue. So I'm going to grab my French blue, which is right here. Okay, and you know what? I might just add a little bit of white to it because I like when I add white and it's a bit more pastel-y. And I'm going to do this like anemone shape here. And I might grab a little bit more so it's a little bit darker towards the center, like that. And then we grab our green that we made. So you're probably going to have to make a good amount of a lot of these colors just so you don't have to keep mixing. I'm going to add a little bit of green in there. And then looking at our leaves, you can always change up to the leaves. Like because I mixed sap green and that blue, you can have some leaves that are a bit more of the sap green mixture and some that are a bit more of the blue. So you can add a little bit more of the French blue to it to get like a darker, just to kind of work a bit more off that palette. See that? I actually really like this color palette. We do need that little bit of yellow though, for sure. Let's see how we kind of combined it. We need that brightness. That little peak. You can even have like little buds somewhere in there or a little splash of yellow maybe. I don't know. But it kind of works, see? Okay, so we have our composition idea. And then you can always do this with the other compositions that we did. So quickly, like, I mean, I like this. This would be really cute for a card, but I'm wondering if we try one of those other layouts that I came up with, if that would look better. So let's try, just because I like a little change, let's try this one too. So it's a bit more diagonal. I'm gonna grab another one of my scrap pieces of paper. And this scrap paper that I'm kind of working on, it's not really scrap paper. It's B watercolor paper, but it's the 90 pound. So it was fairly inexpensive and it's easy to work on. So this is a good option. Okay, so let's try the different composition. So again, kind of grabbing our peony that's right at the top here. And just see which one we like before we do our full painting, right? Super loose and quick. Don't worry about the shapes or anything. Just kind of you're trying to see the general shapes and the colors and how they're placed if this is what you want for your actual painting. Okay, like that. And then there's going to be some green in between. A little bit more pink. A little lighter wash. We're gonna have our rose over here. Super loose. Okay. And then our anemone. Again, kind of facing down. Like that. Okay, it's not really going the way I wanted to completely, but that's fine. And then we grab our leaves. So again, just kind of placing them in between where flowers meet is always my go-to way to do it. Always make sure your leaves are curving, like they're not coming straight out. I've done a video before on leaf placement. You can always just look that up. But always have your stems curving. You never want it sticking straight out like these really rigid kind of stems. You want them to always flow. Okay, and then let's lighten it up. You can add even a bit more just sap green. Do a lighter wash and just kind of fill some of the space with that light wash. If you want to kind of beef up your florals so it's not just all like one line. I feel like this should have been over here a bit more, but this is why we practice, right? I feel like we could even bring some of this color down. Like we could do like a little bud here just to kind of bring that color. Like another little flower here, but like there's no harm in trying, right? It's a little peak like that. And then we get our more blue leaves in there as well for contrast, right? We want some darker, smaller leaves. So you don't want a stem like that where it's like sticking straight out. Just like what I did. Don't do that. Always curve it. Okay. And then maybe even bring it down this way. So it's more of like a zigzag. Okay, we don't want like just a diagonal. We want like more of like a zigzag kind of form. It's better for the eye. But if you don't want it so dark all the way across, like a dark value where it's like bam, 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 you can lighten it up. So like I'm doing really, really light washes of the leaves here. So you're still getting that shape of the zigzag, but you're not getting like an in-your-face kind of representation of it. Like that. Get our yellowy orange color here. Again, you can like have some peeking out different places. I feel like for this one, I would grab that ultramarine and sap green, a bit more of the ultramarine color, and just like for a center for this one. And it kind of matches well with some of the leaves. I mean, this looks crazy right now, but yeah. So just play around and see what you like for your composition. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below which one you like better. I think I'm going to go with, like, this one is a bit more structured, which I gravitate towards, weirdly enough. And then this one is a little bit more loose and has a bit more movement. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with this one. I don't know why my eye is just keeps going to this, but it does. I feel like there's not enough. And maybe it's the color. I'm wondering with this one, and this is why you practice, if it's the color, because we have this dark value right here of this like bright peony, and then it's like light, two light colored flowers. You know what I mean? I feel like to get the full effect of a light value of a lighter flower, we would need to kind of frame it with another dark flower. So I wonder if that's why that's not working as well. And this one's a little bit darker. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, you can always try something different. I think I'm going to go with this one. It's just because it's standing out a bit more towards me. But let's try and go with this one. So now I'm just going to have some music going, and I'm going to create this in a much more appealing way. right, and there we go. So there is our floral composition, a pretty simple one. But yeah, so planning out does help for sure. I think it's really beneficial to do so. Something I definitely need to do. And you know, just trying out different things, just taking your time, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. And yeah, so I actually want to be giving away this painting that I did. So if you would be interested in grabbing this painting from me, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and then comment below which your favorite combination or your composition was throughout the video. And let me know where you're from, because I'd love to know. And I think that's about it. Any other details for the giveaway for this painting, make sure to check the description. And that's about it. Signed, La Fave. All right. Thanks for watching. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on all my other platforms for tons more content. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.